Hi, I'm Diane Dayton. We're at the 33rd annual Boscov's Berks Jazz Fest right here in Reading, Pennsylvania. It is the final weekend. It is Saturday, and I can't believe it's taken this long for you and me to catch up. Carol Riddick, it is so good to see you.
Likewise.
You know, and we've been in the same places at the same time, but we haven't, connected.
But that's how it happens. There's so much going on at the festival.
Yeah.
There's so many places to be, so many people to see.
Yeah.
So we've been 2 ships past there.
But now we're here. And you know what? I've got to read this because you are listed as a Renaissance woman, which you are, my dear. So for those that don't know, you are a songstress, a songwriter, a radio show host, a label owner, a mentor, and a podcaster. So where do we start?
OMG, where do we?
Well, you're from Philadelphia.
Yes,
And I know you do a lot with Gerald Beasley. And that's such a great combination there, isn't it?
Well, he's a phenomenal human being, but an extraordinary artist.
Yeah.
So I get to learn. I find it a lesson every single time I get to work with him.
Yeah, he's a good one.
Oh,
I know he sings your praises too.
I so appreciate him for that. No, truly, because that's divine orchestration for us to have come together and to be able to work together, and especially for as long as we have. We've been working together for quite some time, so that's divine orchestration. It's a true blessing.
Yeah, it is. It truly is. So, when did you start performing and singing, and when did you know that, hey, this is what I really want to do?
You know what's so funny, Diane? You know when you're a kid and your family says, "Oh, have that child sit down, have her sit down, sit down." So I used to sing as a child, right? I enjoyed it, but had no idea I had a voice. Had no idea. It wasn't until college. Well, it was high school.
Yeah.
When I actually realized I had a voice, and I liked it. I liked my own voice, and I said, "Oh, I like doing this. This feels so good." So I feel like the bug bit me.
It did,
in high school, yes.
Yeah. Yeah. So, what would you consider your first professional gig?
Oh, I would say that's a tough one. Oh, Diane, I think you stumped me there.
Do you know about how old she might have been, or?
I was a teenager.
Okay.
I was a teenager. I was still a teenager.
Right.
But my first professional. OMG, what am I talking about? My first professional gig was singing with Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince.
That's
OMG.
Yeah. How could you forget
How
that?
could I? OMG. That was my first professional gig. It was my first tour actually as well. It was an iconic tour because it was a 10 rap group tour.
Okay.
It was the very first tour I did and the very first professional gig I actually did.
How'd you land that?
How about that? I was singing at a wedding. I sang at a wedding, and it was the wedding of the woman who worked for Jazzy Jeff at the studio. And she said, "You know what? You need to meet Jeff and Will. Deneen Young. Deneen and Mike, they're still together. Praise God. Praise God. But Deneen Young and Michael Young, they were getting married. I sang at the wedding. Deneen said, "You know what? You need to meet Jeff and Will. You need to meet them." And James Lassiter, JL, who was their business partner, was in the wedding, and he was in the wedding party. So he agreed. He said, "Yeah, you need to meet them."
And that's how it happened.
Singing at a wedding.
At a wedding.
You know? How about that?
Yeah, there's real stories. That's what I love. So you are also a radio show host. Tell me about that.
I am the host of a show called Love and Life with Carol Riddick, and it's a talk show. We talk about everything under both umbrellas of love and life. It doesn't matter. We go from one spectrum to the other, but it's a fun show. It's a warm show. I really love doing it because we have family. It's family, and we have family members from all walks of life that come on and talk about everything. It's love, it's life, it's politics, it's religion, it's everything.
So how long is it? Where is it? How do we find you?
So Monday through Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. It's on the station WURD, which actually, for those who are abroad, you can listen to it on the Word Radio app. WURD, but you can also live stream it because we air it, we live stream on Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, YouTube.
Everywhere.
Everywhere.
Oh, I've got to check it out. That sounds like a really good show worth
It's
checking
a lot
out.
of fun.
Oh, excellent. So you're a podcaster too.
Yes, actually. So now, because I'm doing so much, I'm dividing myself a little thinly. So I had to pause the podcast, but the podcast is titled Conversations Inside the Music. So I just, paused it. But it's, I have conversations with anyone who has an attachment to the music industry.
Okay.
It doesn't matter in what field you work, but if you have an attachment to the music industry, then I talk with you about your journey. So I've talked with Jazzy Jeff,
Yeah.
I've talked with Jill Scott, I've talked with, well, there have been so many people.
Oh, yeah.
So many people.
Yes.
So.
And those podcasts are where?
They live on the Conversations Inside the Music YouTube page.
Okay.
So you can see them there.
Oh, that's great. Well, maybe when we put this post up, you can go in and put that information in the comments so that people get all of that too. I've got to ask you a question about this.
Okay.
The way you say my name.
Oh. The way you say my name.
Oh my. When I listen to that song,
Oh.
tell me how that one came about.
So again, with the blessings, I've been blessed to work with the wonderful and great Will Downing. And he also worked with, it was through him that I met Big Dog.
Okay.
Big Dog Christian,
Sure.
yes, the phenomenal.
Exactly.
We all love as
Yeah.
well.
Oh.
And he said, you know what? Well, Big Dog said, you two need to do a song together. And Will said, wait, I have one of the tracks that you wrote that I love. He let me hear it. I loved it. And we said, okay, let's do this. I wrote a verse, Will wrote a verse, and it came together.
I'll say it came
It
together.
yeah.
So good. Oh my.
Thank you.
So, you're going to have to check that one out to see what we're talking about with that.
It was a fun song.
Yeah.
It was so, and would you believe, we weren't even in the same room
Oh.
when we recorded it.
Really?
I know. So many people say, okay, what were you two doing?
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
how you?
Yeah.
We weren't even
Wow.
in the same room when we recorded it.
Yeah, well, that's the song you listen to, and you better have someone you want to be with in the room with
You
you when you
bet.
listen to it.
You bet.
Yeah.
Someone whose name you want to say.
Yeah, exactly. That's where that song goes. So that's what we're going to say with that. So on to the next topic.
I love it.
How do you feel when you are on stage and you're performing with the audience? There's such a connectivity. But what is that like for you?
It's euphoric for me.
Yeah.
It really is. I still get nervous before every performance, which, I'd be afraid if I didn't.
Right.
But when I get onto the stage and I feel the energy and I feel the spirits of everybody in the room, it's family, it really is. Because everybody's there for a different reason.
Mm-hmm.
But they connect when I see them, when I feel them. Sometimes I don't even have to see them, but you can feel the energy. You can really, it's so strong, but it's so pure and genuine that it just draws you. And it's enveloping and warm.
Yeah.
It really is.
It's an embrace.
It is. It is.
Yeah.
It truly is.
Yeah. And that's a really good thing.
That's what you want,
Right,
right? You know what?
Absolutely. I've been talking to a lot of the artists. I've been doing some podcasts leading up to the Jazz Fest and then doing interviews. But we've been talking about being happy. Because being happy is a choice too.
Yes.
And we want to put happiness out there.
Oh, absolutely.
Tell me what else really makes you happy, Carol.
You know what it is. It's my fur baby, Chloe. I have a little puppy, but I'm an animal lover.
Okay.
So I love nature. So when I take my walks, there's a wildlife refuge that is within walking distance to my home. And I go there to release. It's my sanctuary.
Yeah.
I don't know what I would do if it wasn't there, but just to be in touch with nature. And I need that connection. I need water, I need trees, I need grass, and I need some animals. I need to see chipmunks and fox and turkeys. I love it. I love it. I love it. But it centers me.
Yeah. There is something about being in nature, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I'll share this with you. It really, when I said it does center me, it calms me. There is no peace like it.
Yeah.
And when I was walking last week, there was a deer with her babies, and she let me walk close to them. She let me walk with them.
Yeah.
And then she let me photograph them. It was the most I can't even put into words what
Yeah.
that felt like for me.
Yeah.
But that's happiness for me.
Yeah. Well, you know, nature is a real important thing for me. And I think I finally discovered for me what it feels like. And it's just two senses. Nature takes my breath away
Absolutely.
and allows my soul to breathe.
Absolutely. Exactly. I could not have said it better. I could not.
And that's
Absolutely.
isn't that what it's about?
It is.
Yeah.
It is. You know, we
Yeah.
all strive for happiness, but it's
Yeah.
the simple things.
Yeah, it is.
It's the and it's what's already here.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, we're going to have a lot of happiness coming up
Yes.
here more at the festival with
Yes,
you.
we are.
And it's been a pleasure catching up with you and getting to know more about you and sharing you with everybody else that's watching too.
Let me tell you something. I love y'all. I love you for this. I so do, Diane. Thank you so much.
I love
And
you
thank
too.
you for continuously supporting